Utah County has been growing fast for years. Over the last decade, its population grew by more than 30%, and right now it's home to over 700,000 people. And we're still adding tens of thousands of people each year. For example, from 2023 to 2024, the county grew by about 3%, and we added around 22,000 new residents to the county, which is one of the biggest increases in the state. It seems like everyone is moving here lately. But why? When you think about what this area has to offer, it's not hard to see why. We have a strong job market, beautiful mountain views in almost every direction, lots of outdoor fun, growing cities and great places to eat and shop. Housing is still more affordable here than in a lot of the larger metro areas. It's places like Lehi's tech corridor that bring in new jobs. People are relocating from all over the country. Add in good schools, 2 big universities, and easy access to Salt Lake County, Utah County has become a place that a lot of people are moving to. So in this video, I'll give you an overview of Utah County as a whole, and then we'll walk through the county by area. I divided it into the north, central, south, and west. So you can kind of see what each part feels like in terms of housing, traffic, and lifestyle. That way you can get a better feel for each part of the county. So Utah County is large. It's about 45 to 50 miles north to south and about 25 to 30 miles east to west. So North Utah County is just south of Salt Lake County. You come through Draper over the point of the mountain and you hit Utah County. North Utah County, I'm going to include Highland, Alpine, Cedar Hills, American Fork, Lehi, Saratoga Springs, parts of Eagle Mountain, Pleasant Grove, Linden, and Vineyard. So we have a lot to talk about in North Utah County. This area is one of the most sought after parts of the county because of its close proximity to large job centers, education, and freeway access. So because of this, it tends to have higher housing prices overall compared to farther south you go. This shows up especially in Alpine and Highland, which are known for the more expensive homes, where they have bigger lots and bigger views. Traffic here in Utah County has gotten really busy with so many people moving here. I-15 through Lehi and American Fork is going to get congested during the rush hours in the morning and the evening. We do have Front Runner and UVX down in Provo, which alleviates some of the congestion. So a few of the attractions in North Utah County is Thanksgiving Point in Lehi. That's where they have the Tulip Festival, the Butterfly Biosphere, the Museum of Natural Curiosity, Luminaria during Christmas time, and a lot more. I've been to all of these and they are amazing. The Ruth Hale Center in Pleasant Grove is great. We went there and watched Charlie in the Chocolate Factory over Christmas and we loved it. If you're LDS, there are 2 temples, one in American Fork, one in Saratoga Springs, with one more in Linden about to open, and one more in Lehi that is going to be built along Timpanogos Highway. In general, North Utah County is going to feel busier and more built up than the rest of the valley. As a realtor living in this part of the county, I've seen housing growth over the last 5 to 10 years, and it's grown fast. Where there used to be fruit orchards and fields, now there's houses and condos, and it's built up quite a bit. So let's talk about Central Utah County. In this part, I've included Orem and Provo. This area is kind of the heart of the county. Housing prices here are mixed. There's a lot of older homes, older neighborhoods, but there's also newer townhomes and condos. If you get up on the benches, there's going to be higher priced homes. One thing that really shapes Central Utah County is it's home to 2 major universities. Brigham Young University, or BYU, in Provo has around 36,000 students, and Utah Valley University, or UVU, in Orem has about 40,000 students. So because of these 2 universities, you're going to see a larger number of apartment buildings, rentals, and higher density housing, especially near the campuses and along the major roads. Population here is going to tend to be younger overall. There's more turnover with students coming and going with renters, short-term residents, compared to other parts of the county. Traffic here is going to be very busy during rush hour when students are trying to get to class. We also have one of the biggest hospitals in Utah County in Provo, Utah Valley Regional Medical Center, that is very busy. There's lots of activities to be involved in or around the universities, like football games, basketball games, music and dance concerts, plays. Provo also hosts the Stadium of Fire every 4th of July at LaVell Edwards Stadium. I've been there many times and it does not disappoint. Once again, if you're LDS, there are 3 temples in this area, 2 in Provo and 1 in Orem. Provo's also, it stands out to Utah Lake, where there's a boat marina, and also the Provo Airport. Now it's a smaller airport, but there are flights out to certain cities, so if you can make it work, it really beats driving up to the Salt Lake Airport. You're just going to expect more activity in this area and more of an urban feel. South Utah County, I've included Springville, Mapleton, Spanish Fork, Payson, Santaquin, and Elk Ridge. This part of the county feels more open and relaxed compared to other parts of the county. Housing here tends to be a little bit more affordable than the rest of the county, especially the further south you go. Traffic is a little bit lighter, but you're still going to hit the rush hour traffic in the morning and in the afternoon. So South Utah County's appeal is often that you get a little bit more land, maybe some horse property, you might have fewer neighbors on top of you. It's a little bit slower paced. Spanish Fork is also home to the Sri Sri Radha Krishna Temple. It's a Hindu temple. They have an annual color festival every year, which looks like a lot of fun. I've never been, but I've seen people that have been there and they're covered in chalk powder. Like I said, it looks like a lot of fun. South Utah County is home to one LDS temple in Payson, and one more is to be built in Spanish Fork. Okay, West Utah County, I've included parts of Eagle Mountain, Fairfield, Genola, Goshen, and Cedar Fort. This area is going to offer some of the most affordable housing options in the county, especially in the newer subdivisions or the more rural places you go. It's been built up quite a bit over the past few years, and it's growing fast. You'll see a lot of newer home construction with larger lots. You're also going to see a lot of younger families in the Saratoga Springs, Eagle Mountain area, because starter homes tend to be a little bit more affordable out this way. It does have a little bit more of a rural feel, and you won't have as many amenities, although I have to say they're building them fast. Traffic out here is going to vary. Right now they're adding lanes onto Pioneer Crossing, which is one of the main roads out to Saratoga Springs and Eagle Mountain. So traffic is really congested around rush hour, but hopefully that will get better after the construction is done. Right now, if you're heading to Provo or Lehigh for work or whatever, just plan on a long commute. In the more rural spots like Cedar Fort and Goshen, traffic is going to be very light most of the time. But again, it's because you're out in the more rural areas and services and infrastructure are going to be limited, and you're going to have to travel a little bit to get to work or shopping and dining. My final thoughts are that Utah County is a great place to live. Like I said, I've lived here for over 30 years and I've seen tons of growth. I don't really see it slowing down anytime soon. Hopefully this video gives you a little bit more of an idea of what to expect from each part of the county so you can make a more informed decision. If you want to know a little bit more about Utah County, you're going to want to download my free relocation guide. The link is in the description below, and it has a little bit more information about home prices, about schools, and about 55+ communities. Thanks for watching.